The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the February 21st terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. How about we have an extraordinary one? That's right, an extraordinary day. And of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but most importantly, I'm here to serve you. That's right, you. I'm speaking right directly to you. I'm here to serve you, so feel free to give us a call, 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, you can always let those fingers do the walking. You can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com, and inside the Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Right now, the Dow off 49 points, trading down nearly 0.2%. The price point is 25,906. The S&P is off 4. NASDAQ 100 down 1 point. Russell's off 4. Semis are basically flat out here, trading at 13.59. Something is wrong with my screen. This makes absolutely, positively no sense out here. And you know what I'm talking about, don't you? If we take a look at the leader to the upside, it's Sam Adams. It's Boston Beer. But hand in hand with beer goes what? That's right, pizza. And the leader to the downside is Domino's Pizza. How can Boston Beer be up $37 and Domino's Pizza be down $26? That is the difference there. It's like the Grand Canyon education system that's up $19 as well, or 20% out there. Rogers Corp is up $19. Of course, we can take a look at each of those instruments, but I want to take a look at what you want to take a look at out there. What do you want to take a look at? Well, first off, let's try to answer what was this morning all about. Now, when I say this morning all about, I know that when the market starts moving lower, the bears and the bears, let's not confuse them. But the bears start licking their chops. Oh, I got this right. And the bulls start saying, maybe the bears got this right. The reality is your role, my role, our role is to make sure that we know where support and resistance is, where there is a change in trend. Now, what you and I can do is go take a look at the activity of the day, take a look at what does it mean as of 1:10 in the afternoon, be able to identify that. You can be the Bill Belichick of your trading strategies out here. You can answer what the market is doing. You don't have to look to me or anyone else. You just have to use a set of tools that is just ideal for being able to explain to you, express to you, help you understand exactly what the market is doing. What do you mean, Steve-O? Well, let's go take a look at those instruments that provided you with information today. Let's go look at the cash indices. Normally, I take a look at the futures markets out there, and many of you say, well, I don't have the futures market access, so can you show me something else? Let's go take a look at the NDX 100 as an example. If we take a look at what today has been about thus far, nothing but a test of support. What is support? Support is Stevie's green or red line. In this case here, it's green. By being green, tells us we have a rising price oscillator above zero. When a market pulls back or retraces out there, all it's doing is doing just that. Retracing. Retracing back to where? Retracing back to at least a level of support. Now, some markets don't even get to those levels of support. So that retracement is basically nothing. Is nothing. In order for the NDX 100 to give you any sense of some possible change in trend, you must see a close below Stevie's green line. That's 70.18. What is Stevie's green or red line? It's the oscillator unchanged line. That is not very sexy, as if Stevie's green or red line is more sexy. It's much easier for me to say than continuing to say the oscillator unchanged line. If you'd like to learn how to use this tool, if you'd like this tool, just become and you use the Thinkorswim application. Just sign up for Mastering Probability. Just sign up for at least one day out there, and I'll go ahead and send it to you. Of course, you'd want to go take the workshop to understand exactly how it's calculated and what it means. But right now, what you know that it means today, if you're asking yourself, what was the market doing this morning? You now know, and if you had this tool, that all price was doing is coming back and testing support. 70.18. The tone and trend and change in this market cannot change until we see support being broken. Now, look, you may want to be able to sell the top tick or buy the bottom tick out there. You're not going to get that here. You're not going to get that from these tools. That is for sure. But so far, the NDX 100, the NASDAQ Composite, so if we use the larger indice out there, it was doing the same thing. Its number is 74.4816. I'm not here to prognosticate what the future is going to bring. What we need to do is understand, what was the market doing? What is the market doing as it moves higher or moves lower? And moving lower out here today, all it was doing was testing support. This bull trend is still in place. You've got to close below Stevie's green line. You got to at least close below that. Then there's other levels that we can go take a look at with regard to where the next price target might be. So if you got the NASDAQ 100, all it's done is test support as of 113. If we take a look at the semiconductor index out here, all it did was test support. That was Stevie's green line out here. It's not until we see a close below support is there going to be any potential meaningful change in trend that is in place inside of these indices. That's what the cash market was doing out there. Let me take a quick peek. Do I see anything else? I don't see anything else. Well, how about the healthcare sector? Because let's look at the S&P 500 sectors here. Now, it's not that there aren't topping signals. We've had topping signals for weeks out here. I'm getting sick and tired of the topping signals out here. It's like toppings on a pizza. Maybe it doesn't mean a thing, except it can give you indigestion out there. If you take a look at the healthcare sector, the XLV out here, what did it do today? I mean, almost to the T. Maybe it was to the T. A test of Stevie's green line. 91.63 is the number as we speak at 1:14 in the afternoon. No sign of a change in trend there. If we take a look at that technology sector, just extending its seventh wave move out there, getting to letter G. Today looks like it'll be a Tom DeMark setup 7 count, 7 out of 9 out there. Potential changes in trend signals, but that's really about it. What about the other sectors out here? Anything else test support so far today? Not that Stevie sees. Right now, you got the Dow off 52, the S&P off 4. That's the message as of 1:14 in the afternoon. We'll be right back.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching TigerTV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-76.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to our first question out here. This one coming from Kay. Kay writes in, says, hi, Steve. So, hello, Kay. Says, can you look at DPZ? I'm short via a March option. I see support at 242, and I've got a 7 count with the old Tommy DeMark. What do you think? Thanks for your help. You're welcome for my help. So, Domino's Pizza, TBZ. We were taking a look at that. So, yes, here's the daily time frame chart that Kay's referring to, and today is clearly going to be count number 7. Now, Kay, because you know that, then you must also have the price target out here. And the price target happens to be where that 9 count to the upside began. And we could take a look at this red horizontal line on my screen. To give you what that price is, it's the low from the trading day of January 10th. That red solid line out there should become support. Now, when I say support, what I'm referring to is the price point of, well, I'm going to try to give this to you. Come on, work with me. We're on live air out here. That is the price point at 241.88. So 241 should be the price target. Now, not that support can't be broken. It can. Again, your role, my role, all of our roles, our Philadelphia cheesesteak roll, every kind of roll out there. It's to be able to identify support or resistance. Support can be broken. We took a look at support on the NDX 100, the NASDAQ composite, and the semis. If support is broken, a close below, that's your first indication of a change in trend. I remember when I used to, in the early days of trading and investing, I'd get all excited because maybe I'd be short and start to see the market pull back, only to get it thrown in my face, thinking I got to exit a trade and I got to move the other way out there. Now, I probably am the only individual that's ever done that before. I didn't know what I didn't know. Now I know what I do know. Now I know how to easily be able to identify price levels of support or resistance. When the game starts getting narrowed down to be that easy, because when support gets broken, price is going to head lower. You can identify those areas out here. Kay, to answer your question, we just did. We know where price is very likely headed to. Now, today's going to be 7. That means there's 2 more days following. If price continues to be lower than the session 4 days earlier, with the gap to the downside, that looks to be pretty easy. The question for you, the question for anybody short Domino's Pizza is, what happens if the 9 count occurs before we get to that support line? Because at that 9 count, remember on day 8, day 9, or day 10, or bar 8, 9, or 10, because it depends on what time frame it is you're using, that's where you can see a change in trend. What do you mean? Here's what I mean. So you're going to want to be watching as the day counts progress and where they occur, because ideally you want to see it close below that support line. Now, even if it just closes by a smidgen below there, we don't really get our skirt in a tizzy over a smidgen out here. But what I was really referring to, and here's something for us to take a look at. Let's look at a 60-minute chart for the Russell 2000. I have a subscriber that is short, sent to me an email request this morning, says, hey, I'm short the Russell. What do I need to pay attention to and watch during the day to understand whether or not support is broken if I'm on the right side of TZA? And when we ended our conversation, which was really just me putting together a set of charts, this was one of those charts, it was be careful. Be careful when you take a look at this hourly time frame chart, because when we were doing this, when we were taking a look at it, it was an hour or 2 ago. And what we noticed was that the Russell 2000 on the 60-minute time frame was in the process. This is just like Domino's Pizza, only a shorter time frame. And it makes the point, it was in the process of forming that 9th count, that little red horizontal line out here. If it works like this on a 60-minute chart, it's going to work like this on a daily. It's going to work like this on a monthly. It's going to work like this on a 5-minute chart, a 2-minute chart. Well, you kind of get the picture out there, and it's going to work for every single instrument. Every single instrument. And what did price do in the Russell 2000? I don't make this stuff up. We can have the caller call it and say, yeah, this is exactly the chart that Steve-O gave to me. So it found resistance there. Now, if you're a short-term trader, you're taking that short TZA, and you are really tightening up the stop. You're saying, I know how this pattern works. Count number 9 occurred before the support line. Now, in that following bar, price got down there and just simply tested it, and since then, it has rebounded. That's a 60-minute time frame chart versus the daily chart for Domino's Pizza versus the weekly chart. If we take a look at Domino's Pizza on a weekly time frame chart, and I don't know that this is really going to apply to you out here. Here we can see this red line out here. We can see that it has not even been tested on the lows back in December. December. I said December of 2018. Now, you see, we've got a red horizontal line and a green horizontal line. And so as price is moving lower to make a weekly 9 count, a weekly setup 9 count, what it did was it created a resistance level up here, this horizontal green line. Where did price stop last week? Right at resistance. So it works both ways. Now, with regard to Domino's Pizza, with regard to it forming a top out here, I'm certain that what Kay did was Kay recognized, she realized that on the trading session of February 13th, that's when the topping signal came in here. Right? You create that Rhodes momentum indicator signal. You get that big old bearish engulfing candle out there. In fact, on the trading day, if you were looking for confirmation, the confirmation was a close below Stevie's green line. That was on February 16th. I bet you I don't know. I can't bet you. Let's just go see. If we utilize that Chapman wave count, because you and I were looking for Stevie Wonder, we're looking for singing in the key of G, and sure enough, Domino's Pizza, when it makes its high out here on February 13th, it doesn't do it with just one. It does it with 2 patterns out there. You get to wave number 7, like we looked at in the XLK. I absolutely recognize that the markets are giving us signals that it wants to form a top. It wants us on that wall. But it ain't going to be Humpty Dumpty until it goes ahead and it breaks a level of support. And certainly a level of support, just as it was in Domino's Pizza, is going to be a close below that oscillator unchanged line out there. So, best of luck with that trade. It sounds like you're in a good trade as we speak right now. You've got to watch the movement over the next couple of days. So, okay, I hope that helps you out. But I think you already knew the levels to be watching. Let's go to our next question out here. This comes from HD. HD says, can we look at BKCC? Sold all of it yesterday. Well, let's go take a look at BKCC. First, let's see what it is. That is BlackRock Capital Investment. Sold all of it yesterday. It's moving higher today. Well, let me continue to read this here. Thought it might be able to. You thought you might be able to buy it back at about $6. It's at $6.41. I had some, took a big hit, and sold at 84 cents. 84 cents. Oh, that's another one. Oh, that's NGD. Okay. So what's the question here? Well, I guess the question is, can you buy it back at $6? Well, you can't buy it back at $6 today. But here, if we take a look at BKCC, let me put on my other chart as well. And here, what we notice by taking a look at these three time frames, daily, weekly, and monthly, price is above resistance on all time frames. Remember, your responsibility, my responsibility, always identify support and resistance here. In this case here, support on or resistance on a daily time frame, 619. Has not closed below that. Tested that a couple of days ago. Above the weekly of 608, that was a bearish structured box. That's very bullish out here. And above the monthly is 624. You're at 641 right now. Buying it back at 6? I don't know just yet. We don't have any kind of topping signal. But let's further take a look at BKCC. We get back from this break, and NGD as well. We both know you've got what it takes to crush your goals with the will to make it happen. So why haven't you accomplished it yet? For most, the answer is fear. Fear is that limiting factor that stops us from getting what we truly want, but it doesn't have to. That's why on Wednesday, February 27th from 5 to 6 p.m., I'll be hosting my 1-hour workshop, Overcoming Fear in 5 Easy Steps. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, the 2018 Market Timer of the Year, author of Mastering Probability, and an expert in human emotion. Subscribers to Mastering Probability gain free access to this extraordinary workshop where I'll coach you how to bust through your barriers of fear. How you respond to fear is what sets you apart from the rest of the crowd. Look, this could be the most valuable hour we ever spend together. So come to the homepage of TFNN.com and begin your 30-day risk-free trial of Mastering Probability and take the next step towards the life you deserve.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
folks. So we're still taking a look at BlackRock Capital Group, and now what I've done on this daily time frame chart is turned off the TAS market profiles. And gaps are our friends. Gaps are able to help us identify when there is a change in polarity, when there's a change in trend that is underway. And here we're looking at the gaps to the downside. So the first one, and I'm going from really right to left, takes us back to the trading day of December the 14th. The following day, it gapped down nicely with some decent volume. And as soon as price, in this case, closed above 565, it told you that that resistance level, or that window, had been repaired. A window, a gap to the downside, the two are the same things. If we take a look and we go further back to left on downside gaps out here, we see that the next one, it took place at September 13th. The low there was 626. Now, we can see that yesterday, price moved higher, closed above that, 272,000 shares. That was 626. We can see how it really acted as resistance on the trading sessions of February 5th and 6th out there. So you know it's a good resistance area. Price is above that. So where's price headed to now? Well, it's headed to the next gap, and it's almost there. 643 is the number. The actual high is 641. So HD, if this closes above 643, well, you know it wants to go higher. Go higher to where? Well, here's the thing. What this could do, if this closes above the level from June 8th, the high of June 8th is 653. I said 643 was a gap. 653 is the top of that swing point. There's virtually no other real wall of resistance on the left-hand side of the chart. And this thing could easily move up into the 760 area. So will it pull back to $6? We're not seeing any signs just yet, and I would have to be able to look into some type of crystal ball and have some type of future event, which would basically be called insider trading if I could really do that, and I don't have that. So as we know right now, at 1:32 in the afternoon, a BlackRock Capital Investment is being able to close those windows, do a bunch of repair work, and continue to move to higher price. With regard to NGD out here as one of the mining equities, was it NGD? No, it wasn't. What was it? NGC. Yeah, maybe it was NGD, not NGC. That's okay. I go to the TFNN School of Typing. And if we take a look at this, I don't recall if you're in it or you're not. Let me turn the profiles on. Basically, I do not like the looks of this chart out here, because just the opposite of what we looked at with regard to BlackRock. First of all, there's a brand new profile that formed today. So, you know, that's on your side, although it's not on your side if you're long. What do you mean? Well, brand new profile forms. This tests the bottom of that profile, which is 89 cents, and rejects that area. You trade below support. That's support. No good. You're below the weekly profile. There's a brand new weekly profile that formed. That was tested this week, and price is below that. You're inside the monthly profile, but what the monthly profile did was it tested $1.28 this month. That was the top of the box and rejected it. I don't like NGD, New Gold Inc. I won't like it until it at least gets above support. So let's call that 92 pennies out here with regard to its TAS profiles. Hope that helps you out. Now, as long as we're in the gold area, S&P wanted to go take a look at Nugget, S&P from the Tiger's Den. So I put in S&P. I didn't put in Nugget. I'm saying one thing, typing something else, which I typed in S&P. That's China Petroleum and Chemical. Did you know your initials that are in the Tiger's Den that you've got an equity out there? We probably ought to take a look at S&P. I know you wanted to take a look at Nugget out there. So let's stay on track here, and let's go take a look at the Nugget. Now, I don't know what it is you want to know about it. You just said, Steve, Nugget, please. You know, maybe you were putting it into order for McDonald's, for all I know. But if we do take a look at the Nugget, this thing is pulled back here, trading out at 22.05. It's trading above support. Support is the old resistance line. The old resistance line was 21.34. Now, maybe you don't want to see it get back to 21.34 before it gives you any information, but the reality is that may be what you've got to deal with. 21.34, that's the top of that box. Now, a bearish structured box out here. There's a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside, meaning that the B point was taken out with volume. The B point being January 31, 13 million shares, was taken out with 17 million shares. The Nugget still looks pretty good if we just simply look at volume out here. Yes, I see what you're saying. If there's a gap down, meaning tomorrow, price opens below 2097, never trades to 2097, there could be an island top. That's the woulda, coulda, shoulda kind of thing out there. But of course, we would have to take a look at gold to try to figure out what is Goldilocks doing, right, in order for this to occur. But right now, as Stevie looks at Nugget on the daily chart out here, no big deal. Now, the volume out here, 7.5 million shares versus 16 yesterday. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I'm not seeing a break of support on the daily. I'm not seeing a break of support on the weekly. And we know the monthly, because this is a triple ETF, is basically worthless. It's worthless. We would have to take a look at the GDX. So we should look at the GDX. And I'll go back and look at the Nugget, give you one other level of support. But on the GDX, prices above the daily, top of the box, the weekly, and the monthly out there. So that's really what it is we want to rely upon S&P with regard to helping us understand, hey, what's going on out there. With regard to, hey, what's going on out there, we can also look at Stevie's Ninja Trader charts. It's got Stevie's green line. That's 2142. So again, you've identified support. Price has not broken through support. Yes, price was moving higher, doing less relative energy. We talked about that a couple of days ago. So that is a danger sign out here, but just a danger sign. You would need a close deep into the candle session from 2 days ago on the 20th before we get that bearish reversal signal. What do I see when I take a look at Nugget? Support is not broken. It's 2142 to 2269 would be the level. So we're going to go with the lower number of 2142 where price could pull back to, and there would still be nothing wrong. I'm sorry. That was the GDX. Hold on. 2142 and 2134. Good thing I paid attention to the screen out there. That is your level of support. So we got to go with 2134. That needs to hold out there. Now, I know somebody out there was saying, well, Steve-O, you mentioned gold. And so if we have to know what gold is doing to make sure that Tucker's Island top doesn't happen, what is gold doing? I think what gold is doing, just like we looked at for K, Domino's Pizza, we looked at on a 60-minute chart for the, I don't remember what we looked at, the Russell 2000, where it looks like gold is headed back to, this is a 5-hour time frame chart. Again, this shows you the power of 9 out here, where you can see a change in trend. The idea is to know when those occur. It can be a little hiccup. It can just simply be a continuation, or it could be a change in trend. On a 5-hour time frame chart for Goldilocks, it turned out to be a change in trend. Where price is likely headed back to is the price point, let's go get it for you, where that count began. That was at 4 a.m. That was on the 18th. Today is the 21st, and that price level is 1324.40. Maybe price is just simply pulling back there. Maybe we're going to see a 9 count to the downside. I don't know. We're only in count number 5, so let's not worry about that. The only thing we need to know is on the 5-hour time frame, which I identified a top, at least a short-term top out here. Support, because we're going to stay on that time frame chart, has not been broken, and we know where support is, and so price may be headed back to that level. But what else do we know about Goldilocks out here? Well, if we take a look at Goldilocks and we take a look at Stevie's chart out here that shows you, because Peter, I know you were going to ask me, hey, what's gold doing on all of the major currencies out here? Well, you can see that certainly it's pulling back. But the interesting thing, we're using Stevie's synthetic contract out here. It is trading below the top of a brand new profile. And even though someone was watching 1306 or 1336, the new level to be watching is probably 1309. Be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So, and Kay, you're welcome. I'm happy to help you with Domino's Pizza. And we had segued into gold, and I see we've got an email here from Brent in Martinez, California. And so his question is, so we're going to answer that question and go into it. And S&P really started us off by taking a look at Nugget. And I want to make mention, he had mentioned the 1336 area, and that was the top of the brand new profile. And so that is a level of support, and you must watch that at the end of the day. S&P knows to watch for it. Brent, you should watch for that as well. Everybody should watch for that because it's always possible by day's end that support could hold. So close above that 1336.30 would be nothing more than a test of support. Below that, that starts to entertain the question here that Brent has written in about, which is this just a pullback or a potential top? And he's considering some puts on the GLD. So here's what we know as of 1:43 in the afternoon, and that is that today's price action could also be the confirmation of a Gartley sell pattern. Well, that would be one reason for Brent to consider puts on GLD. Now, there's more to it than that. Now, when I say this is the beginning or could be the beginning of a Gartley sell pattern, every Gartley pattern requires you to have an A to B equals CD in the opposite direction of a trend that you would want it to get into. So, for example, let's say you were an individual that went short gold on January 25th when it was up at 1403. You know that trend moved price down by $300 all the way into the 1179 area. Now, I've used $300 as just a round number out here. And so at that stage, let's just say you just happened to exit somewhere around there and you said, I want to get on the short side of gold again. When would be the opportune time to do it? Well, what you would do is you would invest in H.M. Gartley's book out there. You'd learn the A to B equals CD pattern, but you would also want to make sure you understood your P's and Q's, your Japanese reversal patterns out here, because that's what's going to go ahead and ignite the switch for the potential that price is not going to continue to advance out here. Well, that's what you have today. Here's the A to B equals CD pattern. You can see us. You can see how gold has made the 1.618 A to B equals CD pattern going all the way back to the August 16th bottom out here. Today's session thus far turns this into a three-river evening star. So there's your bearish reversal signal. But that means we also have to come back, take a look at gold, and say, hey, is gold trading below levels of support? Let's get rid of the A to B equals CD. By the way, this was a retracement of about a 0.786 retracement, going back from the high that we identified back in 2018 down to the low out here in 2018 as well. So about a 0.786 retracement. We use these as guidelines. So you've got a Gartley sell pattern in place as we speak right now for Goldilocks. But has support been broken? That's really the question. Oh, that's not going to erase that. I got to come out here and erase it. There we go. Well, let's go turn that profile back on. Now, the profile that S&P was referring to was the composite profile. What do you mean by that? You'll notice that the symbol, maybe you will, maybe you won't, but the symbol that I'm using here is not really the symbol for the current gold contract, for the April contract. Because what this is doing, this symbol here, stitches together all the prior contracts. So I can take this back as far as I want, have good, accurate data. Also helps me with regard to horizontal trading ranges and things of that sort out here versus using the continuous contract. This is better than using the continuous contract, and it provides me with an advanced warning detection system. It really does with regard to new profiles that may be forming. In other words, there's a new profile that began forming early this morning. I made subscribers aware of that. But it was only forming on Stevie's composite contract. It wasn't doing it on the April contract. And therefore, this was just simply an early warning. Now, what you'll notice, Brent, what you'll notice, S&P, what you'll notice, everyone that's taking a look at gold is the new profile that's formed. The top is 1336.30. But this is a bullish structured box. So even though price is trading below support number one, Brent, it's not really broken through support, real strong support. Now, we say strong support. Now, look, this profile can go away. It's in the process of forming. It won't really be cemented most likely until tomorrow morning out here, but it looks pretty good right now. And it makes a lot of sense when we take a look at it. The bottom of the box is 1309, and the top of its weekly profile is 1306. That's really the level, Brent. I know you may not want to hear that. You've got to determine the reward risk, but that's the level of support that has to be broken inside of the gold contract for that to be a Gartley sell that's really going to have any kind of get up and go to the downside. Now, a Gartley pattern has 5 different outcomes. So if we start to analyze the reward risk, we can see support on here. A close below 1306 is going to bring 1273 into play. If we just do our simple retracements from low to high out here, the dead cat bounce is 1284. So if you wait for gold to break 1306, dead cat bounce at 1284, probably not a worthwhile trade out there. But that's what's going on inside the market with regard to gold out here. Not as clear with regard to whether or not this is going to go ahead and be able to. Right now, my call is this is nothing more than a retracement back to support inside of Goldilocks. So, Brent, maybe what you do is you focus in on the 5-hour chart for gold, and you watch the low that formed on the trading session at 4 a.m. back on February the 18th. And that low is 1324.40. And if there's a close below there, because you're at 1327 now, not a big deal. If there's a close below there, pretty good chance that this is going to head lower. And the head lower would be in that 1309-ish area, and then determine whether or not there is a worthwhile trade for you to take in shorting the GLD. So I hope that helps you out. Hope that helps everybody out in TFNN land out there. No other questions that are on deck. So what are we going to do with the next minute? And then a couple minutes after that, we'll find something to do. Let's go let's go. What's going on with Boston beer? Why is Boston beer moving up so high? So 39 buckaroonies just for a beer, it's 308. That's a wide ranging bar. What do? They Boston beer reported their 4th quarter results. Man, that's a wide ranging bar. Is it not? Where is Boston beer headed to? That is the question. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, I'm trying to hold. Excuse me. Sorry about that. least I was able to face away from the microphone out there. So Boston Beer on a daily basis, this looks really good, really strong, good volume today for it. 287,000 shares out here. Let's see, what did Boston Beer do? BASAM is the ticker symbol out here. When it was making its low, what was it doing? It was doing that Rhodes momentum indicator signal out here. If we take a look at it, price was pushing lower, pushing on a string, doing less relative energy. Those are those black diagonal arrows that form out here. You get your bullish reversal candle on January 11th. The close above Stevie's red line, that was resistance. Now it's support out here, and Boston Beer headed higher. Now, there's some resistance out here from the trading session November 16th. Notice how I did not go to the all-time swing point, or not all-time, but the swing point high. I went to the trading day of November 16th. Maybe this peters out at 315.11, but maybe it doesn't. That is one strong candle inside of Samuel Adams. I actually don't care much for the beer. That beer. Steve Rhodes, TFNN. We'll be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark have launched a special for a limited time only. Save 25% off Primal Edge and Health Signals. Just use promo code HEALTH for Health Signals or use promo code PRIMAL for Primal Edge and save 25% off instantly when you sign up. All the details are available on each order page at TFNN. Certified personal trainer Nico DeHaan's newsletter Health Signals comes out twice a month and is packed with great information on health, fitness, and diet. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox, and contains a special blend of ionic soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form. This sale won't last long. Sign up now using promo code HEALTH for Health Signals or PRIMAL for Primal Edge and save 25%. For all the details, visit the front page of TFNN.com right now.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So let's do this here with the last 2 minutes. Let's take a look at the 4 ETFs that you might trade, the indices, and the levels to be watching. So inside the Qs, for example, so when we began the show, we looked at how the move so far lower today, intraday, was nothing more than a test of support. Stevie's green line. Inside the QQQ series, that's 171.44. Now, close below that is only a breach of support level number 1. Support level number 2 is going to be 170.33. That's the top of the box. That's that's the price point that the Qs would need to close below to say there's a short-term change in trend. Now, the short-term change in trend may only be retraced back to the bottom of that box, 166.18, but that's what you should be looking for inside of QQQ. Inside of the IWM, if you take a look at the Russell 2000, Stevie's red line, 154.78. It's green. That's it. You really need to see it close below that. The top of its profile box for IWM is 151.01. That becomes the price target. That would be the next level of support out there. So you're trading at 156.90. 154.78 is where price must close below in order to bust through a level of support. Just look at the chart on your screen. Just take a look at it. Do you want to be short other than on an intraday basis without a close below Stevie's green line? I think it kind of answers the question for you. If you take a look at the diamonds, the same question. But here's what you know. The price point is 256.88. Granted, it's going to change by a couple of pennies up or down as the market trades today. But you must see a close below that in order to break through support. And when it comes to the SPY, to go ahead and close it out, Stevie's green line number, 275.84. 275.84. So those are the numbers to be watching inside of your ETF structures out there. Thanks so much for being here, folks. Stay tuned. My favorite polar bear. I mean, absolute favorite polar bear. And you got to remember, a week from today, the polar bear is 1 year older. Well, sort of. What do you do for a guy that is as young as he is, with the birthday on the 29th, only gets celebrated once every 4 years? I think he gets ripped off. Let's buy him a Sam Adams beer. I think he likes Sam Adams. Take care, folks. We'll see you on Fantastic Friday.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.